Okay, so I'm going to do an overview of these three trail cams. I've got the Tactacam Reveal X-Pro, I've got a Browning Defender Pro Scout Max Extreme, and I've got a StealthCam Deceptor. All very similar cameras. They all are cellular cameras. They work through their own apps as far as retrieving the pictures, getting the push notifications, that sort of thing. So just right now, the basics are just the physical features of the camera. So the Reveal X Pro is the bulkiest one, probably the heaviest one. It does take 12 batteries. You can see that it has an external antenna. It does have these bites on the back of it. This one does mount two different ways. It either mounts through this lug here on the back of it, or also on the bottom of it. It does open. You just pop the latch open. It opens up. It does have an LCD screen for doing the setup, going through, choosing the network, getting the camera set up, getting your account activated, getting it synced with the app, that sort of thing. It does have the battery pack in the bottom. The nice feature is that the battery packs, you can see they don't fall out as soon as you hit the button. So you kind of have to give them a little tug and then they come out. Like I said, this one does take 12 AA batteries, which is more than the other two. The other two take 8 each. The SD card slips in right there. So I've just got the 32 gig class 10 U3 Tactacam SD cards. You can get these at Walmart for 20 bucks or something like that. And then it has the SIM card on the side. Now the new feature with the Tactacam is the SIM card is a dual SIM. It does AT&T and Verizon. You just have to choose which one you want. The camera will tell you which one it thinks is the best signal, and you can pick that, but you can manually choose which one as well. Has the external antenna. It does come off the side, so it makes it a little bit bulky, so it makes the kind of the footprint of it wider. So when you are screwing it onto a mount, this can hit the tree, or in my case, I have it mounted to a pole on a dock. And so it does hit, you kind of have to bend it a little sideways to get it screwed on, but not that big of a deal. Browning, biggest feature of this one, very small, very light, no external antenna whatsoever. This one does just open up with the latch on the side. It has nice rubber sealing, so it does seal around, waterproofing it. All of these, of course, have that feature. This one as well has the battery pack that comes out the bottom. So once again, it doesn't pop right out. You have to kind of tug on it. I don't have any batteries in this one at the moment. I've been using this one for about a month or so, and I'm moving on to a different one. But we'll go over those features and pros and cons of these at a later time. But very, very basic. It's got a small monochrome LED screen versus this one has the color LCD screen, and lets you set it up, do the manual setup, on off switch, that sort of thing. The SD card goes here in the bottom, and it does have an internal SIM card. This one, again, you can pick AT&T or Verizon and do that manually, and it will tell you which the best signal is with that one as well. The third one is this StealthCam. Definitely about the similar size to the Browning, about as tall as the Tactacam, but not quite as thick. It does have the external antenna as well. I have, between these two, the external antenna, I definitely feel like this one gets a better signal than the Browning, but the Browning definitely gets a signal. It definitely sends the pictures in a reasonable time instantly. So there's not really any issue with having the no external antenna. This one I think just does have a little bit better of a signal. So if you do have sketchy cell phone coverage in an area where you're putting these cameras, that might make a difference. This one does have the external antenna and the bites on the back. It does only mount on the bottom just as well as the Browning. This one is the only one that has the mount on the middle of the back, if for some reason that was something you needed to have. They all do have 12 volt DC ports on them so that you can run them off of a battery pack or like a solar battery pack, that sort of thing. This one opens up and there's really not much to it. Has the battery pack here, takes 8 AA batteries. I'm using lithium batteries in all of these. This one, probably the easiest setup. You scan the QR code, it goes through, you click on, on the app, you click add a camera, you scan the QR code, and it basically goes through and it sets the camera up. It doesn't give you any option to pick between AT&T and Verizon. My feeling is, I don't know this for a fact, but my feeling is that this one can actually send through both networks, but I'm not for sure about that. So it may just automatically choose the one that it thinks is the best signal. But like I said, it does not, at least to my knowledge, it did not give me a chance to manually select one or the other. It just automatically set up. And once I set up the plan, it just started taking pictures and sending them. So very easy setup. I had this thing set up in less than 2 minutes, probably maybe 3 minutes. These took a little bit longer, 5 or 6 minutes, because there's some other choices, that sort of thing. But all easy setups, all through the apps. No problems with any of them whatsoever. As far as the cell phone network, I believe this one is connecting to, either connects to both of them, or it's just choosing the one and it's connecting to that one. You don't have an option on that. The Browning camera, you do have an option to manually choose which network it connects to. To change that, if you did want to change, if you chose AT&T and wanted to go to Verizon, you would have to call Browning customer service and get them to reset the camera and to be able to switch networks. The Tactacam, you also can switch networks, but you can do it through the app. So you do not have to contact customer service, which I think is a nice feature if you wanted that option to be able to switch. Like I said, as far as the StealthCam, and I'll do some research and maybe update that, but I think it actually connects to both networks, which is interesting because, like I said, once you set the SIM card in these to one, it can't go to the other network without some resetting or changing. So I think that's probably good. So that's basically the basic features. This does have a lock. That's another feature that I wanted to point out. This does have the ability to lock it right there. The Tactacam also has the ability to lock it right there. The Browning does not have that feature. So as you can see, different footprints. They all seal up really well. They all feel very sturdy. Of course, they're made out of plastic, but they all feel very sturdy, and it feels like they got good gaskets around them and that sort of thing. So my big goal here is to see which one's the easiest to use as far as through the app, which one has the best features, and I'll go over those features later in the video. Okay, so we're going to start with the Reveal app for the Tactacam X Pro. Pretty simple. The Tactacam photos are all available here. So when you sign into the app, you come to this screen right here. Photos are available here. You can see all the choices at the top with the, all the information at the top: temperature, wind, pressure, sun, and the moon. You have a tag here at the bottom, so you can choose any of these tags. As far as I know, they're not customizable. Gives you the location, the time, and then you can see on the picture that it does have information strip, a little Reveal Tactacam logo, and you can zoom in on the picture. You can, while you're on these pictures, you can request a download, so you can click on the HD button here at the bottom right, and then it'll say request HD photo or request video. So that'll download the video to the app, and then you can download those to your phone. I believe it'll just download it to the app. Yeah, let's say we'll just click request HD photo, and this of course tells you now to do the HD photo request and the video request. You have to pay an extra $9 a month. So I think it's $13 a month for unlimited, another $9 a month to have that capability to do that. But that does give you video download HD quality. And so there it'll download the video, and I guess it downloaded it there in HD. So you can see, you can scroll through all the pictures. Now, one thing about this camera, it is sensitive, so there's a lot of extra pictures. It's constantly taking pictures because of the like the shadows or the sun moving. But as long as you have the unlimited, it doesn't really matter. You do get notifications. The push notifications are constantly coming, so that can get a little bit of annoying. You have a gallery here which has your videos in it that you've downloaded. We can go ahead and play. We can play one of these videos. You can see it plays the video. You can choose different intervals. I think this one will do 10, 15, and 30 seconds or something like that. So there's your videos. You've got the HD photos. So that's the HD photo that I just requested right there. So a little bit better of quality. Let's see, we can pull up one of these other HD photos. You can see the camera was pointed in a different direction for this one, but pretty good photo quality. I definitely I definitely like the photo quality of this one. It's second best. I think the StealthCam probably has a little bit better photo quality. This one does have a good field of view, but you can see how much deck surface you can see on that picture right there. And if we go over to the, let's see, the Command Pro, and we open it and show you a picture of the same deck. These cameras are mounted in the same location, and as you can see a lot less deck space and a little bit cut off on the sides, but not too bad. You still get a good picture. Well, let's finish up in the Reveal app here. So there's your gallery, and you can categorize your images. You can save them to a different folder. I just have one called Doc Pics. This camera's just being used down at my father's house. So you can see on the map there's my current location, and then you can see the location of the camera. You can zoom in on that. Of course, it's down at the lake. And you have an account where you can go through your profile, change your plans, your notification settings, stuff like that. So it's got quite a bit of options to change everything around. If you click on the 3 bars at the top, or 4 bars, whatever that was, and then click on cameras, you can get into your settings. So you click on the area there where it shows you the signal strength and that stuff, and you get into your settings. And so this one has pretty extensive settings, all the different video settings, image settings, the size, the video size, video length, multi-shot, all that stuff. The nice thing about this one, this app, is that it tells you can see about. So just about every one of these, it'll kind of explain the different options, which is kind of nice. Sometimes things don't get explained, and kind of really don't know what they are until you try them. This does have they call it SD loop. The other ones call it SD management or DVR mode, and where it'll delete all the old footage. If you fill up your SD card, it'll just delete the oldest stuff to put the newest stuff on. The Tactacam does have a check-in mode, so you can do a check-in picture twice a day, and it picks that time. I'm not exactly for sure how it picks it, but it picked for me 11:30 a.m., 11:30 p.m. You can you can swap SIM cards. This one actually has a dual SIM card in it, so it selects AT&T or Verizon off that same SIM card. So you don't have to actually swap the SIM card physically, but you can reset it up and change to the different network if you maybe if you're having problems, or you move the camera to a different location that Verizon doesn't pick up as well, or whatever. You can do that in the app and reset the camera up, versus I know the Browning, you have to call customer service, and the StealthCam, I believe, uses both networks simultaneously. I think. I'm not 100% sure on that, but it does not let you select one network versus the other. I think it uses both. You can replace the SIM card where you format the card, that sort of thing, and gives you all your device info, the SIM card stuff, and all that kind of stuff. You can do share cameras on this one. You can share the cameras, and then they have a function called Shoot or Pass, which you have to opt into, and I guess you upload your photo, and people can vote on whether they would shoot or pass. Not something I'm using, but it seems like a neat feature. And then let's go back into the gallery. So if you click on the gallery there, you can request an on-demand photo. So just click that, and it will request on-demand. And then let's see, would you like to take an on-demand photo? If you're in video mode, it would take an on-demand video and send that as well. So this one you can do, I believe I'm in, let's look at that real quick. I believe I'm in settings. Whoops. Settings, and yeah, I am in pic and video mode. So let's go back and check that out. Where was I at? In the gallery. So request a demand photo from the camera. So yeah, maybe it only does. I'm going to cool down before requesting. Okay, so I think you can only on-demand photo, not an on-demand video. Or it may, when you do the on-demand photo, it may send a video also. Unfortunately, I'm not 100% on that. But as you can see, it takes a lot of photos, and they are pretty good quality. When you download the HD, they're a little bit better, but the ones that actually get pushed through the app are pretty good. So that's kind of a rough overview of the Reveal app. So we'll go back. Let's see. Yep. There we go. So that's the home screen there. So there's your home screen. So let's go over to this is the Command Pro app. So this is the home screen on the Command Pro app. If you want to get into settings, it's there. They have on demand there. And so on this one, when you click on demand, you can do photo or video. And then you go into the photo gallery. As you can see, the one thing I do like about this app is that it does do a check-in photo. Every day you can set that time. I have it set to 9 a.m. every day, so you can see this one just came through a few minutes ago. The nice thing, another neat thing it does is see that little D at the bottom of the photo. That is for the daily check-in. So it labels these photos of what they were for. To get more details on each of these photos, you can see it right there. Get all the details there. You can add a tag. I believe you can customize. You can put your own tag in. It has a ton of choices for tags, so you can customize tags on this one. There's all your photo data. And then, like for instance, this one, I requested the HD photo be downloaded, so you can see where it has a little HD right in the corner there. And so that's kind of neat. But you can see that's a little bit less field of view, but the picture, I think the picture is probably better on this one. I kind of like that picture. And let's see, we'll go to a night picture too. You can see some of the night pictures. And pretty decent. This one also has, when you're in a night picture like this, you do have the little 3 bubbles that pop up here at the bottom, and you can colorize it. And so it colorizes the photo. So that's kind of a neat feature. Let's see, let's go back. Let's see if we can get a picture at nighttime. I think I have some nighttime pictures of a bird, big bird that comes onto the deck there. Let's see, one of these. Here's another mode that this camera has that I'll talk about also later. But TL means time lapse, so that'll send you a picture on an interval, whatever you set, 30 seconds, 1 minute, 10 minutes, 20 minutes, and it'll send you a picture every, and it will also still motion detect as well, but it labels it. So once again, I like that feature that it does label this, label these. I was trying to find a picture of bird. I did have, I think I was doing, there we go, so some bird pictures there. I was doing some multi-shot stuff. So when you do the multi-shot, it will take a multiple series of photos and send those to the app. So you can download the HD photo. If it's a video, you can download the HD video. And then let's see, so that's your kind of your gallery and all the pictures. Let's see, when you do have it in video mode, it will just kind of send you this little, so you can see where it's like a three frame preview, and you can download the full video. Let's see, I believe I do. You can also filter this. So I can go to HD media. Let's go back. And then here's some HD. There's an HD video that I downloaded. So you can see that. So pretty good. You can zoom in on the HD video. And I download it, and it does designate it in that corner. You see where it says HD. So we'll go back to the home screen, and if you drop that little box down, once again you can share. So you can share your camera access. You can on demand, you can choose to try to do an on-demand photo or video, and then you have your settings here. So pretty basic. Has your upload frequency. You can go into video mode, photo mode, or time-lapse mode, and I'll discuss that further later. And there's all these options for your delay and like the time lapse, the length in between time lapses. You have the on-demand feature. I have that obviously selected. It is included with their price of $20 a month for unlimited, so it does have the on-demand and the HD downloads. I think you can do 10 HD video downloads until you get charged extra. DVR mode, which is that SD management, so it deletes the old stuff if you fill up the SD card to put the new stuff on. You can format the card, and then of course you can select the information bar and various other options there. So that's pretty much an overview of the Command Pro. The last one that we'll talk about is got this screen pal, let's get rid of that, is the Strike Force Wireless for Browning. So this is what it looks like when you sign in. I'm just going to go ahead and say I would not choose this camera for the camera and for the app. There's just nothing about the Browning that beats the other two cameras by any means. In my opinion, the photos aren't as good on the Browning. Low light photos aren't as good. Also has this weird thing where after a little while it started showing -135 Fahrenheit, so I'm not sure if that's something I need to reset it up, but doesn't really matter. I'm not going to use this camera very much. It does have that information at the bottom, and then you can favorite it. You can do the categories. It does let you do customized categories if you set that up. and share it, download, obviously delete the photos, and tag them. There's not much more I'm going to say about this. You can go into the settings. Excuse me, the settings seem a little bit limited. Video mode, trail cam mode, the image strip, SD management. So it has various things, but once again, there's nothing about this camera that would make me want to buy it over the other two cameras, especially since they're similar price points. The Browning does not do on demand. The Browning does not do a check-in photo. And the videos that I've gotten from this have been 720p. They claim 1080, and they claim video downloads. Now, one thing I did notice, I think when you pay, this one's $14.99 a month, and then additional cameras are $9.99 a month. I think when you get up, they have a ton of options for subscription. So I think when you get up to like $30 a month is when you can start downloading videos and that sort of thing. So once again, there's just nothing about this camera that would make me want to choose it over the other two cameras. But still, it takes pretty decent pictures. There's an HD picture. It does claim that it does HD all the time, and there may be an update coming with this one. I think this is a relatively older camera, so there may be something this camera may not have the features that the one right after it has. But once again, there's nothing compelling about this camera. You can see the flash from another camera. I had these facing each other at one point. Another thing, if you can see, it tells that the photos going side to side. It's a little bit difficult to zoom in on these sometimes, and so once again, another thing that the Browning is just not. There's nothing special about this, but hopefully that gives you kind of an overview, and you can kind of see what the Browning app and camera is all about. So other part of the video, I'll go through all kind of the details of each camera, but hopefully this gave you a good overview of the three apps. The first camera that I want to do a summary on is the Tactacam Reveal X-Pro. So just to go over some of the physical features review, it does have the external antenna. It does come out the sides, which it makes it a little bit bulky. It does have the bites on the back. It's a solid camera, probably the biggest physical footprint of all the cameras. Lug on the back and a lug on the bottom. The camera opens up right here at the bottom, has the LCD screen, SD card, the SIM card, and ejects the batteries out of the bottom. So we'll go over some of the features of this camera. So as far as picture quality, this camera has excellent picture quality, even in low light. That's the first thing I noticed between when I was testing this one out against the Browning, is that the picture quality was definitely good on this one. Does 16 megapixel is the max resolution, 4608 by 3456, and about 3.5 megabytes per picture. It does have the largest field of view, so you can see a lot more as far as right in front of the camera towards the ground, and off to the sides, a little bit wider. So it's definitely got a wider lens on it than the other cameras do. It is a very sensitive camera, so it does have sensitivity adjustment between 0 and 9, 9 being the most sensitive. I've had to run this camera because it's out on a dock, and it's got a lot of shadows and a lot of wind blowing and everything. I've had to run this camera at a sensitivity of 1, which it still sends false positives, but not nearly as many as when it was higher. If you do turn it to 0, it will turn the motion trigger off completely. So that's not really an option if you're trying to catch trigger motion. Now, if you were just using it for the check-in photos every day, then that would be perfectly fine, and it wouldn't send you any other photos other than those check-in photos. It does have the external antenna, which gives it a really good signal strength. And it does have that little LCD color screen for setting it up. If you like that sort of thing, it doesn't really matter to me. You don't really use it once you finish setting it up. It doesn't really do anything. It does take 12 AA batteries, which I'm using the lithium batteries, which do get quite expensive. And the setup, once again, is really easy. It auto detects the network, and you can be set up in less than 5 minutes and have the camera taking pictures. The modes on the camera, it does have picture mode, which takes pictures. It does have pic and video mode, which takes pictures and videos. The max resolution is 16 megapixel. The max video resolution is 1080p, and it does create MP4 videos. It does multi-shot, has the motion sensitivity, which you can adjust from 0 to 9. It does the check-in photo twice a day. And then the tags on this one, you cannot customize the tags, so it's only the tags that it gives you choices on, which it has pretty much any animal that someone would be hunting. But if there's, and humans, I think it's on there. But if there's anything else you want to tag it with, this doesn't have the capability. I couldn't see that in the app. So if that matters. And then the plan on this one, the unlimited plan is $13 a month. To get the on-demand the on-demand photos and video, and to get the video downloads, HD video and photo downloads, you do have to pay an extra $9 a month. So that gets you to what, $22 a month for that. It does have a yearly plan, and additional cameras are, or you can get additional cameras on the plan for cheaper. You get a little bit of a discount for each additional camera. So overall, it's a really good camera. I have enjoyed using it. I think the app is really good. There's nothing wrong with this camera. I think it's a solid choice. So the next camera that I want to summarize is the StealthCam Deceptor, I believe this one's called, the StealthCam Deceptor. Again, it does have the external antenna. It's a little bit slimmer of a profile. It's a smaller footprint. I do kind of like it. It's pretty compact. Has the battery pack on the inside. So there's the 8 batteries, and then the QR code to set that up. Probably the easiest setup of all the cameras. Seals up really well, and has the lug on the bottom and then 12 volts. So pretty simple setup on this camera. Picture quality on the StealthCam, it's the best of all three. It does 40 megapixels, which is 8448 by 4752, and about 4.3 megabytes. Excellent photo quality. I think it definitely has the best nighttime, daytime, just overall. The field of view is the smallest of the three, so it is a little bit tighter of a field of view, which maybe contributes to that photo quality, but not a problem. I still caught all the action that the other camera caught. Not really any negatives to that, just more of a point of observation. Has the sensitivity is adjustable. It has high and low adjustable sensitivity. It's not overly sensitive. I didn't have any trouble with false positives as far as pictures. Now, when I have it on video mode, which I'll talk about it in just a second, but it either takes pictures or video. It did trigger quite a bit false positives on the video mode. But when you have the unlimited plan, it doesn't really matter. Let's see. The cell signal, excellent cell signal. I have no problems with any of the cameras. I haven't had any problem with cell signal, but this one definitely picks up fine. It doesn't have a screen or interface on the inside, so you just set it up through the QR code and through the app, which I kind of like. It makes it real simple and streamlined. It takes 8 AA batteries, and it's definitely the easiest to set up of the three. So the modes on this one, the picture photo mode, it takes pictures. The video mode, it takes videos, no pictures, but it does give you a 3-frame preview, and you can download the video. It does have a time lapse. One thing that I liked about this camera, it did have a time lapse feature. And so you could set the intervals on a time lapse from 30 seconds to 60 minutes, and it will send you a picture every interval. So if you set it for 25 seconds, it'll send you a picture every 25 seconds. Set it for 60 minutes, it'll send you a picture every 60 minutes. Now, I will make a point. I did set it at 60 minutes, and for some reason it would kick back to 5 seconds. And so it would take a picture every 5 seconds. And so it took me a second to figure that out, but I could set it at 59 minutes and 59 seconds, and it would send me a photo about every hour. But at the 60-minute setting, it would not save that 60-minute setting. So not really that big of a deal, just a point, and I'm sure that'll be something they'll fix in the software. During the time lapse, it will send motion detected video as well, motion detected pictures as well. So it'll send that at every interval, and then if it detects something motion-wise in between those intervals, it will also send that. So that's a nice feature. Max photo resolution on this one is 40 megapixels. Max video resolution is 1440p. It does create an AVI file, so that's an interesting thing. The other two cameras create MP4s, which are compatible on Mac and Windows computers. This one creates an AVI file, which is a Windows file, and so you'll need some software on your Mac or have to use, a Windows computer to access that video. So that's just an interesting thing. I'm guessing there's a way to convert it from AVI to MP4. I'm not for sure about that. But anyway, just a point of note that it does create AVI files. It does have multi-shot, and it will send those multi-shots to the camera, to the app, just as well as the Tactacam will as well. It does have the sensitivity, motion sensitivity. You can change between high and low. And then it does do a check-in photo, which I like that about these two cameras. The StealthCam and the Tactacam will both do check-in photos. This one you can you can choose what time to have it check in, and I have it set just 9 a.m. every morning. It just sends a photo. The unlimited plan on this one is $20 a month. It does include on-demand photos, HD photos, and HD video downloads. Up to 10 of those a month, and you can pay to have more. And I think it's like $5 for 30 more HD video downloads, but unlimited HD photo downloads. Additional cameras do get a discount, and you can customize the tags on this camera as well as the browning The Tactacam, I don't believe you can customize them, but you can customize them on this one. And it does have the option to colorize the photos. So I thought that was pretty a neat feature. One last feature of this one that I like the way it organizes the photos is it will tag the photos. If you do HD video downloads or HD picture downloads, it will tag them with HD so you know which ones are the HD. The time-lapse photos, it'll put a little TL at the bottom, and then the daily check-in photos, it'll put a little D at the bottom. So that's kind of neat just to distinguish, did this picture come through because of motion, or did it come through because of time-lapse or the daily check-in, that sort of thing. So overall, great camera. I definitely like this one. The last one we're going to talk about is the Browning, which I don't have the Browning camera with me. I accidentally left that at home. But so the Browning camera, if you'll remember, it doesn't have an external antenna, so it is a very compact design. Does not have that external antenna, which doesn't really affect it. I think the signal strength is a little bit less, but still, totally picked up the signal, cell phone signal, didn't have any issues getting pictures from the camera. It's good photo quality. It was definitely the lowest of the three, even though it had 20 megapixels, which was right in between the 16 and 40 of the other two cameras. It was a 6016 by 3384, and it had about a 1.8 megabyte photo. So I'm guessing there's some sort of compression there, which is why the photo quality isn't as good, but they claim that's HD photo quality. The field of view was middle of the road. It was right in between the other two cameras, so no issues with that. Sensitivity was not adjusted, but it's not a sensitive camera. It did not get a lot of false positives or any. In fact, I don't think I got any false positives. In fact, the camera didn't send any pictures unless it detected motion. No external antenna, but still picks up the cell signal fine. They had the little small monochrome LCD screen that was used for setup. Basically the same features in that as on the app. So still relatively easy to set up. Did take 8 AA batteries, which was the same as the StealthCam and less than the Tactacam. And this setup was pretty easy and straightforward. I think they were all easy, the StealthCam being the easiest. Let's see, so the modes on this one. Picture mode, it takes pictures. It claims HD all the time. Video mode, it takes pictures and video. Does not have on demand, does not have a check-in photo. The max resolution is 20 megapixels. The max video resolution is 720p, but it does create an MP4 file. And then the plan on this one, unlimited for $14.99 a month. Additional cameras are $9.99 a month. And to get downloads, to get the video, when it takes video, to get those downloaded to your phone, you have to have the plan that's at least $30 a month. And this one has a ton of plans, just a plethora of cell phone plans that are all different ways and how many cameras you can have on them and that sort of thing. Tons of choices with that. And you can customize the photo tags on this one. With that being said, the Browning camera, absolutely no reason to buy that camera. I don't see any reason to buy that camera. I would choose between the StealthCam and the Tactacam. And my personal preference, I think you cannot go wrong. I don't think you'll be disappointed with either one of these cameras. I would probably go with StealthCam. And the reason I say that is I do kind of like that time-lapse feature. I think that I like the slimness of this. It's easier to get on to mount, but that's not that really big of a deal. But I do like that time-lapse feature, and I do like the colorizing of the photos, which, once again, very minute things. Both cameras do great jobs. Both cameras have great pictures. There's really, it's down to personal preference, really, between the two. I would not have any hesitation to use either one of these cameras, but my personal pick would probably be the StealthCam Deceptor. So hopefully this helps. I hope I've presented some information here that maybe some other videos didn't have. I've tried to break it down to some, kind of the features. I am using it in a little bit of a different way than a lot of people, but I think these are both great cameras. And like I said, hopefully some of the information I've presented will help somebody make a decision and pick between the two. But once again, you cannot go wrong between these two cameras. Appreciate you watching. Thanks much.